This, ladies and gentlemen, is the £100,000 Elemental RP1. Just put to the back of your mind for 1 second what a £100,000 sports car should look like, because there's so much stuff I need to tell you about this car. Elemental Sports Cars was formed in 2012 by a chap called John Begley. Now, John was an ex-McLaren employee. He went away, decided he wanted to start his own sports car company, so he handpicked all of the people that he knew had the best skills to help him create his masterpiece. So let's start with this really clever carbon tub. Everything you see here weighs just 68 kilograms. And the good people back at Elemental tell me that in 2 hours you can convert this thing from left-hand drive back to right-hand drive. So let's say you've just finished a little driving holiday, you're on the boat. By the time you get from Calais to Dover, you could, in theory, convert it from left-hand drive back to right-hand drive. In a bid to make this thing feel like a real racing car, what the engineers back at Elemental have done is they've angled the seats upwards, exactly the same way they would in a Formula 1 car. And in the space where your legs would normally go, which is about here, they've put the fuel tanks, and that aids towards this car's perfect 50-50 weight distribution. But as we know in any sports car, the really important stuff is how it goes around bends. So the dampers are mounted on board, and they're nitron shocks with Elemental's own BAC specification springs. Also, really cleverly on this car, you can adjust using these two little screws here the stiffness of the car. So you can slacken it off or you can stiffen it up. It's really simple. 2 clicks either way makes a massive difference. This bonnet lid feels a bit flimsy, but this thing only weighs 590 kilograms, so I can forgive it of that. But this engine, what an engine. 2 litre Ford EcoBoost, currently producing 320 horsepower, but it is adjustable, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that when we drive the thing. Right, integrated underfloor aerodynamics, their words, not mine. This thing helps to produce downforce 400 kilograms at 150 miles an hour. And that tells you everything you need to know about this car. And I just want to go and drive it, so let's go. This, believe it or not, is the key. Big orange button. So let's get to know the car with 240 brake, and then we'll have a play with the settings. And each setting you go up, it slackens off the ESP as well, so it's getting a bit of heat in the tyres. Let's really give it some beans. Oh, you can hear that traction control. Here we go, right. Brake, turn, don't hit the cameraman. Feel it moving. Out, full power. I can feel the traction control just holding me back. This 6-speed sequential gearbox is absolutely fantastic. It's an electro hydraulic system, and there's a lovely mechanical feel to it. Over the jump, don't fly. It feels nothing like any other 2 litre Ford engine I've ever driven. It's got the custom maps specified by the good guys at Elemental. It's got some internal changes, but ultimately it is still a 2 litre Ford engine, and it's absolutely fantastic, and it suits this car perfectly. And it's quite a nice gritty, gruff note. Although it's turbocharged, it's really easy to manage. It's quick enough. It's not lightning fast in this map, but that's what it's for. The brakes as well, the brakes feel fantastic. They're 304mm Alcon brakes, 4 pots, on both ends. And they are really sharp. They work well. You need to give the pedal quite a shove. And there's no ABS. Right, I'm going to turn the heat up. Okay, here we go. We're on road map 2. So we've now got about 280 horsepower. I say about because this car's still in development. But let's have a go. Wow, instantly it's quicker. The boost comes in faster. It comes in harder at a later range. And when it's giving its all, it's blowing harder as well. So through this corner, some cars understeer. This thing doesn't at all. That front end just really hangs on. Down a gear. It's really a physical car to drive. Steps out a bit there. Good, lovely. Really easy to catch as well. Really easy to catch. It's got a reversing camera. Can't think of another track day special with a reversing camera. Right, I'm going to put it into race map or track map. So we've now got 320 horsepower, and the ESP is in its as offsetting as Elemental will allow at the moment. And again, wow, so noticeable. Sometimes with these settings I think they're a bit gimmicky. Not in this. Every time you up the ante, you definitely know about it. You can in fact customise your own maps. If you go in and pay them a visit, they'll pretty much do whatever you want. But this is their stock setting. So, track map. Again, ESP is on, but it's at its loosest setting. And my word, is this thing quick. 590 kilograms. It is so responsive. On the power. Tiny movements, all it needs to correct it. The boost isn't too spiky even in this track map. Again, that front end, it just hangs on. So delicate. The weighting is absolutely beautiful. This car is not in a class of its own. Ariel Atom, fantastic. BAC mono, fantastic. Caterham 620R, fantastic. Any radical you choose, fantastic, but maybe a little bit less usable than the others. So where does this thing stand amongst those great cars? Well, it feels years ahead development wise to the Caterham. It's got a nicer front end than the Ariel Atom, but it doesn't feel as savage in terms of performance as the 3.5 litre V8. And for that matter, I think even the Caterham 620R feels a bit more savage in terms of raw performance. But what neither of those things have are the intimacy and the detail and the real race car feel that this thing has. It is absolutely pin sharp. You turn an inch, the car moves an inch. This thing is probably as close to a single-seater race car that you're going to get with number plates.